Have you ever needed a vacation from your vacation? Simply gotten off of a cruise ship or any type of land vacation as well and thought, man, that was not long enough, or I didn't get a chance to optimize and do as much as I wanted to see and do? Well, let's solve that problem by knowing exactly what you shouldn't miss when you step on board the MSC Seascape for your next cruise vacation. I want to pass on all of my knowledge from my cruise so that when you step on board, you have the best cruise vacation possible. That's actually one of my goals here. So today's list here is about 7 different things, varying in different types of categories and importance level, things that you may not think about here. By the way, if you're new, my name is Alana from Travel the World A to Z, and I love to help you optimize your cruise vacation, knowing what you need to know beforehand, throwing out helpful videos just like this one. So if you enjoy that type of content, subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to hit the thumbs up so that way the YouTube algorithm can do its thing. First up is actually top of mind for us as we are actually preparing, spoiler alert, for another MSC cruise. We will be celebrating a birthday on board, and so commonly to many of us cruisers is to celebrate either life in general or some type of milestone on board, whether it is a birthday or an anniversary, or perhaps, hey, it's just spring break. But in case if you are celebrating any of those milestones, did you know that you can actually order a Do-Re-Mi cake? Now, if you're not sure who Do-Re-Mi is actually the mascot of MSC Cruises, which is kind of fun because you can see him pop around the ship different times and take photos. He's often hanging out with the kiddos in Do-Re-Mi land as well. So I didn't know this. I am definitely going to take them up on this offer to have a special customized Do-Re-Mi cake to celebrate our daughter's 3rd birthday on our next cruise, and we're actually going to be cruising on her exact birthday, so even sweeter. This next one might feel obvious, but actually you'd be surprised by how many people don't take advantage of this next one, and that's participating in the Pirates Cove Aqua Park. Different water slides that spout off both the sides of the ship, which is pretty incredible. Even going over the side of the ship, you can have a lot of fun, but so many different spouts of waters, splash buckets. You can get in the fun with all of the kiddos as well. Now, this might seem pretty obvious in the sense that it's a main attraction for the ship, but depending on your type of schedule on your cruise vacation, perhaps you're doing a lot of excursions, your itinerary could be port heavy, and you find yourself getting off the ship. You don't want to get to the end of your cruise and realize that you haven't made it down all the water slides, if that's your thing, or you haven't had the opportunity to head over to the Hall of Games and check out all of the virtual reality along with the VR 360 flight simulation, the VR motorbikes, Formula One racing. Now, this is kind of the cream of the crop and what MSC is really good at here with these F1 Formula racings. I think this is super cool. It's designed for youths along with teens, and hey, the big kids at heart too can get involved here. The one thing that I would recommend though, if you don't want to try any VR, don't forget about Robotron right up on the pool deck. For just $10, you can have a ride that will be really amazing. I've did it more than a couple times, so I'm like a lover of the Robotron, but I want you guys to experience that as well. But if that's not your thing, don't worry, there's more as well. Perhaps you would enjoy a little bit of a nightly stroll. You can head up over to the infinity pool in the aft of the ship, which is actually an adult-only area. You'll see stunning views as the world goes by, with also these panoramic elevators. Absolutely just gorgeous, and has become a really iconic area of the back of the ship, but it's 22 meters above the infinity pool is the Bridge of Sighs. Ooh, what a view. If you're scared of heights, this might be a little exhilarating here, but perhaps this is something that you want to explore in the evening, after dinner stroll or before dinner stroll, just kind of a relaxing thing that can really make you feel like, oh, I'm on vacation. This is one of those moments that you'll look back on, perhaps take a beautiful sunset photo. I can like see it now. Best sunsets always happen at sea, if you didn't know. So that's one of those areas that I want you to encourage you to really enjoy and prioritize hanging out there, as you'll feel so relaxed. As you explore the ship here, don't forget to walk out on the promenade decks as well. Even though I was on a 7-day cruise, it was funny that I got into my pathways of the ship here and I didn't explore all of the catwalks essentially on the waterfront promenade. And this is where you can also find alfresco dining and outdoor bar areas. It's really funny and essentially that I didn't hang out here as much, but it really connects you to the sea and connects you to the ocean. So I want to make sure that you prioritize that if you would enjoy it. For those of us who might be interested in booking an Aria spa suite, this is something where your dollars will stretch you a little bit further with getting some perks on board because an Aria suite will include a thermal spa. So if you book that type of category, make sure you go use it. But another tip and thing for you to know, not to miss, if you're interested in purchasing this and you are not in an Aria suite and you want to see the thermal suite, there's a couple ways that you can do this and achieve this is going ahead and purchasing a day pass or whole cruise pass. But I want you to prioritize this early because they actually will sell out. They only hold a certain number throughout the cruise. So if they sell out of week all passes, you'll have trouble getting in later in the cruise. The last thing about the thermal suite that I want you to prioritize too is making sure that if you are black level, meaning that you are part of MSC's Voyager Club program, which is the rewards and loyalty rewards, you can go ahead and use an hour free of the thermal spa. And this is something that I think that a lot of people often forget of some of those nitty-gritty points and perks that they forget about essentially. Sometimes it might not interest you, but you know, just knowing that it's there and that if you have some time of wanting to relax extra on a sea day, things of that sort, it's great to know that it's offered to you. Now, perhaps getting to black level also sounds very intimidating, but I just also want to remind you that MSC actually has a loyalty stats rewards program. I've talked about it in a couple different videos before. So if you're unfamiliar with it and you want to hear more about it, leave me a comment down below and I can do a whole recap video because I actually just went through the entire process and got myself from being the entry level to a little bit higher with not having to go on that many MSC cruises. So I'll spill the tea on that if you are curious on how that works. And lastly, something not to miss, which will have to be determined prior to booking your cruise vacation. If you find out that you actually have a little bit more wiggle room in your budget and you're on the fence about booking Yacht Club, I'm going to encourage you to do it because it actually gives you the exclusivity and privacy of really of the best of both worlds. And there's some fun perks that I really want to experience myself. One of my favorites that I kind of admire, it's simple, but it's very clever and very efficient, is priority elevator service. You'll go ahead and swipe your card or your MSC wristband, and you're going to be able to get priority elevator service, meaning that once you step on, it won't stop at any other floors, which is amazing, especially if you're traveling with a full ship, and that means you can go to and fro pretty easily and quite fast, which I really appreciate. Also, the Yacht Club spans over 4 different desirable decks, so you're gonna get some of the most best sea views, especially if wanting to have an area where you can go and relax. You have the Yacht Club lounge as well, and not to mention also the Yacht Club restaurant. So something just to know that this is available and that MSC offers different experiences, with Bella being the basic experience and Yacht Club being the highest experience, and how they offer different perks and packages within those. To recap, Yacht Club is all inclusive with all your different amenities, the sun decks, the gourmet dining, and 24-hour butler service. This is on my bucket list to try out myself. The goal of this video today was to be brief, to be bright, to give you a little bit of an insight of what you shouldn't miss when you book a cruise on MSC Seascape, and I hope I delivered that promise to you today. If I did, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you're curious to see more about the MSC Seascape with a ship review, my review, a ship tour, along with so much more, room tours, you gotta name it, I got it right here in this playlist. You can check it out there. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, ciao for now.